Most people work their entire lives and never build real wealth. Not because they were lazy, not because they weren't smart, but because nobody ever told them the truth. Here's where most people get it wrong from the very start. Hard work alone will not make you rich. Think about it. The hardest working people you know, are they the wealthiest? The people I've watched build real lasting wealth, they weren't working harder than everyone else. They were working differently. They understood something that most people are never taught, something that schools don't cover, something that most parents never knew to pass on. And here's the part that most people never realize. The wealthy don't rely on one income stream, they build seven separate flows of money coming in from different directions at different times for different reasons. When one slows down, the others keep moving. When one stops, the system doesn't collapse. That's not just smart financial planning. That's the difference between surviving and actually being free. In a moment, I'll walk you through all seven, what they are, how they work, and exactly how to start building them no matter where you are right now. Stay with me, because what comes next is the part most people never get to hear. Let's start with the most obvious one, your job, your paycheck, your salary. This is earned income, and it's where almost everyone begins. You show up, you work, you get paid, simple, clean, familiar. But here's where most people get it wrong. They treat earned income like the destination. They think if I just earn more, everything gets better. So they hustle harder, work longer hours, chase the next raise. And here's the brutal truth. It doesn't work. Think about this for a second. I've watched people earning $40,000 a year struggle. I've watched people earning $300,000 a year struggle. Different numbers, same trap. Because the issue was never how much they earned, the issue was what they did with it. I've seen someone go from earning $50,000 a year to $120,000 in under 3 years. Promotions, hard work, real progress. And at the end of those 3 years, they had almost nothing saved because every raise brought on a new expense, bigger apartment, newer car, more subscriptions, better vacations. The income doubled, the savings stayed at zero. Now, pause for a second, because this next part is where the real problem hides. Imagine filling a bathtub. You turn on the faucet, water flows in, but the drain is wide open. Taxes, rent, car payments, subscriptions, lifestyle creep. Every time income went up, expenses went up to match it, the tub never filled. And here's the part that most people never stop to visualize. That bathtub doesn't just stay empty. Over time, with interest on debt, with inflation eating purchasing power, the water level actually drops. You're running the faucet harder every year, and the drain gets wider every year. The tub never fills. This is the earned income trap, and it catches almost everyone at every income level. Here's the psychology behind it, and this is exactly why people stay stuck. When humans earn more, they don't feel richer, they feel safer to spend. New car, bigger apartment, better restaurants. It's not greed, it's biology. Our brains are wired to use available resources. Thousands of years ago, that instinct kept us alive. But in the modern financial world, that same instinct will quietly destroy you. Most people never connect the dots between lifestyle inflation and lifetime poverty. They feel like they're doing better, because they're spending better. But spending more is not the same as having more. And here's where it gets worse. Earned income has a ceiling. There are only 24 hours in a day. You can only charge so much per hour. At some point, no matter how hard you push, earned income stops growing. And if it's your only stream, you're not building wealth, you're just running faster on a treadmill that never moves forward. One mistake here, 1 decade spent without understanding this, can cost you everything. Not because of one bad decision, but because of 1,000 small ones that added up silently over time. Here's the shift that changes everything. The purpose of your paycheck is not to fund your lifestyle. Its real purpose, its only real purpose, is to be the fuel that builds everything else. I've always thought of earned income as seed money. A farmer doesn't eat all his seeds, he plants them. He knows that eating a seed today means one meal, but planting it means a harvest season after season. Every dollar you earn is a potential seed. Most people eat every seed they get. They spend it all, plant nothing, and then wonder why nothing grows. And when the season changes, when a dry spell comes over, when the job disappears, when the market shifts, they have nothing to fall back on. Here's the rule. Before you pay anyone else, pay yourself first. Not your landlord first, not your car payment first. You set up automatic monthly contributions. Even $50 a month is not nothing. It's a habit being formed, and habits are worth more than amounts in the early stages. Months 6 through 12, start one digital asset. One thing, not 3, not 5, one. A blog, a simple digital product, a YouTube channel. Build it, finish it.
Publish it. Year 2. Based on what you've learned, explore real estate or business income. Each stream teaches you skills that transfer directly to the next one. The knowledge compounds.
The confidence compounds. The income compounds. And here's the insight that keeps people going when the early stages feel slow. You don't need all 7 streams to change your life. 3 solid streams, managed with real discipline, will give you financial security that most people never experience in their entire working lives. But we're not stopping at security. Security is the floor. Freedom is the ceiling we're building toward. Step 4, freedom. This is the step most people never reach. Not because it's complicated, but because they quit during step 3. They get close and they walk away. Freedom comes when your income systems no longer need your constant attention. Investments automated, growing without your daily decisions. Digital assets live, generating without your daily presence. Real estate producing cash flow, managed without consuming your time. Network generating opportunities from years of deposited trust and value. Business running on systems, not on your personal hours. This is the step where income stops being something you chase and starts being something that follows you. You're not working for money anymore, you're working because you choose to. That choice, that genuine unforced choice, is what this entire system is built to deliver. And once you've felt it, even briefly, you understand why everything before it was worth building. Let me bring this full circle. Most people work their entire lives and never build real wealth. Not because they weren't capable, not because the system was designed to stop them, but because they never understood the rules of the game they were playing. One faucet, one income source, one stream, controlled entirely by someone else. And every night they went to sleep hoping that faucet wouldn't break. That is not financial security. That is financial fragility, dressed up to look like stability. Now you see the full picture. 7 streams, one unified system, earned income, the seed money that starts the engine, investment income, the silent worker compounding through time, rental income, the empire in bricks leveraged and self-sustaining, digital income, the well dug once flowing indefinitely, network income, the invisible currency of trust that opens every door, business income, the machine that earns beyond your personal hours, equity and licensing income, ownership that compounds through everything you've built and everything you've backed. Each stream feeds the next, each one builds on the last, the flywheel turns, and once it's moving, London accelerates on its own. Here's the only truth that matters now. This system doesn't require genius, it doesn't require privilege, it doesn't require a perfect starting point. It requires 3 things: knowledge, patience, action. You now have the knowledge. Patience will come when you trust what you've started and you see the early results compounding. Action, that's on you. I started investing at 11 years old, not because I had a grand plan mapped out, not because I was certain of every outcome. I started because I understood one thing. Every day you don't start is a day you lose. Not to bad luck, not to circumstance, to inaction. The best time to plant the seed was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now, today. Not tomorrow, not after the next raise, not when things feel more stable. Now, build the first stream, then the second, then the third. Not perfectly, not all at once, but consistently, patiently, with clear intention. Because somewhere on the other side of the decision you make today, there is a version of you that wakes up to income that doesn't require a clock. A version of you that checks the streams and they're all flowing. A version of you that made the decision to start when it still felt uncertain. That version of you is waiting. The system works, it always has, it always will. The only question left is the only one that matters. Will you